Nehemiah chapter 3. Remember last time we left off, Nehemiah was just like kind of telling his haters basically, leave us alone, God got us, that type of thing. But when Eliashib the high priest rose up with his brethren the priest, and they builded the sheep gate, they sanctified it and set up the doors of it. Even unto the tower of Ma they sanctified it unto the tower of Hananeel. And next unto him builded the men of Jericho, and next to them builded Zakur the son of Amori. But the fish gate did the sons of Hassanah build, who also laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. And next unto them repaired Mormuth the son of Uriah, the son of Koz. And next unto them repaired Messiah the son of Baruchah, the son of Metizabel. And next unto them repaired Zadok the son of Banan. Little side note, when you reading the Bible and you don't know the name, just say whatever name you can say. Anyway, and next unto them the Toikons repaired, but the nobles put not their necks to the work of their Lord. Moreover, the old gate repaired. No. Hold on, let me speed read it real quick. So basically, all of chapter 3 is just them building. Okay, so I'm not even going to read all that. They're just building the wall and the gates and such. All right. Chapter 4. But it came to pass that when Sanballat, remember Sanballat's the lead hater. But it came to pass when Sanballat heard that we built the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. You see how when you're doing something even for God, when you're getting stuff done, I mean, he just built the wall. When you're getting stuff done, people are still going to hate. And he spoke before his brethren in the army of Samaria and said, What do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? And it's funny because everything that Sanballat was saying, that's kind of what they did. Nehemiah, they literally took the burnt stones and used the burnt stones to build the wall, like the old rubbish, which lets you know the whole Nehemiah is about building this wall. And above all, what I'm trying to get to you is you need to build your walls. I need to build my walls. And what do you mean by building walls, Marcus? What I mean is you need to take the experiences, the rubbish, the waste, all the things that you've been through in your life, and you need to use it to fortify your life. You need to use it to be stronger. In other words, you need to pick up your burnt stones, your experiences. You need to pick up okay, I went through this. It hurt me. It was a mess. But I learned. You get what I'm saying? And whenever you start picking stuff up that, yes, is messed up, and yes, it's painful, and yes, it hurt. But when you use it correctly, now you're building. Get what I'm saying? So, say this person hurt me and cheated on me. But what I learned about myself out of that situation is that even when people let me down, my heart's still good. And that even when people hurt me, I don't give up on love. Boom, I got stronger. Okay, I did these drugs and I was addicted. But what I learned is that my God is able to come and clean me up. Boom, I'm building. Okay, I was once true story, I was once really stuck on buying lottery tickets and gambling because I thought that's how I was going to get rich. And I was so blinded and distracted by trying to get rich fast that I wasn't paying attention to everything else God was doing in my life. But what I learned from that is, okay, Marcus, just because you have an urge or even a thought Not every thought is good, and not every urge is supposed to be given into, and not everything that you think in your head comes from God. There was a time in my life when I was buying lottery tickets because I really thought God was telling me I was going to be rich and abundantly blessed. Okay, let me tell you my thinking. God was telling me I was going to be rich and abundantly blessed. And in my own minute thinking, the only way I really know people to get rich is either selling drugs or like hitting the lottery. I'm talking like, rich. So I thought, okay, God don't want me to sell drugs. I'm probably about to hit the lottery. And yes, it sounds stupid even when I say it out loud, but I was literally trapped and I spent way too much money on lottery tickets because I thought that's what God was doing. You get what I'm saying? But what I learned in that is the importance of what I'm teaching now. The importance of having walls. And by walls, I mean the things that you learned in life and the things that define you now. Because what happened to you then, you got to use what happened to you then to define you now. What I mean by that is there's some things now because of then that I don't do. And especially speaking to men here, men are defined by what they won't do. What you do doesn't define you. A man is defined by what he doesn't do. In other words, I'm not hitting a girl. You get what I'm saying? In other words, I'm not taking a drug. You get what I'm saying? In other words, there's certain things now because of what I went through in my past that I now build my new future, and it's a wall around my new future. Meaning my wall is built up of, there's no way I'm doing a drug. There's no way I'm buying a lottery ticket. There's no way I'm just going to be spending my money foolishly. There's no way I'm not going to be praying. You get what I'm saying? There's no way I'm going to cheat on somebody if I had a girlfriend. There's no way I'm going to hit a woman. And these are all things that I learned from my past, mainly from doing the opposite and making mistakes. And that's what I mean by you have to build out of the burnt stones. You have to build out of the mistakes. Because if you are a child of God, even the things that you did before you knew God is going to work together for your good. Thank you, Holy Spirit. But it's on you to ask God to help you learn how to work that thing. Whenever we say all things work together for good for them who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose, that does not leave nothing on you. Yes, God's going to allow it to all work together, but God is going to show you how to work that thing. Get what I'm saying? You're still going to have to build. Just because God wanted this wall built didn't mean that God just poof and made a wall. No, he still put it in Nehemiah's heart, and Nehemiah went and did the actual labor and built the wall. And it's the same thing in your life. Those walls that you have to build up, because let's be honest, in everybody's life, you have somewhere where the wall came down. Don't believe me? Okay. Whether it's in your actual weight and you need to stop eating like that, that's a wall down. Or somebody broke your heart and now I treat people accordingly. That's not in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. They don't say that in the Bible. You get what I'm saying? But that's where your wall's down. Your wall's down because you went through that experience, and through that experience, through that pain, it brought the wall down. Get what I'm saying? That person hurt you. You loved them, you treated them right, and he cheated on you. And now you're walking around with a chip on your shoulder towards all men and towards all thoughts of love. Not because we did anything to you, but because your walls are down. In other words, when I say your wall's down, you're vulnerable. That's really what it's about. And if the devil can get you vulnerable, he can keep hurting you where you're vulnerable. When the devil knew Marcus thinks that the lottery ticket thing is from God, So all the devil had to do was send me any type of sign about a lottery ticket, and I'm already thinking it's from God. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean by when you're vulnerable, wherever you're vulnerable at, wherever your wall's down, the devil's it's so easy to hit you once your wall's already down. But why was my wall down there in that specific place? My mom has a gambling problem. For all I know, I inherited that demon. You get what I'm saying? And yes, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's why I am so adamant now on beating every devil that I can. Because I will be darned if I'm watching Serenity battling with drugs because her dad didn't do it. So I'm a battle, and I'm going to make sure I defeat that battle. That way, the battle doesn't get passed down to my daughter. And yes, that's how, when we talk about generational blessings and generational curses, that's really how that works. A generational curse means something your mother or your father didn't defeat, and now it's plaguing you. And if you don't defeat it, it's going to plague your kids. That's why we see so many times generations, and it's a different group with the same last name doing the same things. I remember when your uncle and them used to stand at that same exact corner. And now you and your cousins and them stand on that same exact corner. And then next thing you know, you and your little brother and them standing on that same exact corner. You get what I'm saying? And it all comes down to, even as believers, you gotta make sure those walls are up. Because getting saved gets you into heaven. And then it also gives you the power to overcome. But it's on you to intentionally choose the life of an overcomer. God's not going to just do everything for you. Because if he does everything for you, one, you learn nothing. And two, how do you really get the fulfillment out of that? You get what I'm saying? How do you really grow? How do you really even feel accomplished if you really know I'm a mess and I'm still a mess, but God just cleans up all my messes? That's not even a good dad. I'm not doing Serenity no favors. And I used to do this, and I'm not even gonna lie, I still do it sometimes. But I'm not doing Serenity no favors because I'm a neat freak and I go in her room and I clean her room. You get what I'm saying? But I do that. And I need to stop, but I do. Sometimes I go and I clean my daughter's room. But I'm not doing her any favors. The favor would be to teach her and make her clean her own room. And God does the same thing for us. He's not just going to keep cleaning up your mess because you're just going to keep making messes. But the day that you stop and then you clean up your own mess with God's help, now you understood what it took for this clean room, and you're less likely to mess it up. The room's your life. Get what I'm saying? When you actually put that work in, and you actually pull up your bootstraps and say your prayers and save your money, you're less likely to just go blow all that money at the casino after saving it up for so long. Get what I'm saying? But the trick of the enemy is to make you not even realize that your walls are down. Like how I said, I thought the lottery ticket thing was from God. And here I am buying lottery tickets, praying to God. So I'm even feeling close to God as I'm praying and everything. And then I keep losing and I keep wondering. And then every now and then I'd win. Because it is the lottery. I mean, it's 50-50. You're going to win sometimes. And I was just stuck. And I was so stuck on, it's also what I wanted. Because that sounds good. Who doesn't want to hit the lottery? In between what I own, my own wants and the devil's tricks, I didn't even realize, Marcus, your wall's down and you're getting punched. And you don't even realize it. And then God had to literally I went on this crazy losing streak, because the thing about God is he can overpower the devil, but he's not going to overpower you. So he can stop the devil from even giving me any type of winners, because yes, the devil can bless you too. So once I just went on this crazy losing streak, God, what's going on? Why am I losing? Oh, okay, good. Now I got your attention, Marcus. That was never me who told you to do that. Exactly. And then I felt stupid. And that's the thing. From there, I felt a whole bunch of shame and pain, and I was mad, thought about all the money I lost and everything else. And that's the next step. Because even when God swoops in and helps you, the devil will swoop right back in and now hit you with all the shame and guilt. You see how the devil, it's like layers. First he has you distracted, and he's going to keep you distracted as long as he can. And then once God comes in and messes up his distraction, then the devil's going to swoop back in and now hit you with the shame and guilt of the fact that he had you distracted. That's what I'm telling you, y'all. This is a battle. And that's why you have to literally stay so close to God. And that's why you have to question everything. Stop going to whoever's Facebook, Instagram page who just always got good news and God said he's going to give you $1 million today. Because you're going to set yourself up for failure, and you're going to set yourself up to get hurt if you're just only looking for what you want to hear. You get what I'm saying? Because that lottery thing, it fed into what Marcus wanted to hear anyway. Because the devil needs a little bit of truth in order to trick you. That's powerful. Listen to me. The devil needs a little bit of truth in order to trick you. So whether it's his truth, God's truth, or your truth, he needs a little bit of truth. And that little bit of truth that got me tricked was the truth of Marcus likes this idea. And that was enough. Because since it was something I really wanted, and heck yeah, I want to win a lot. Yeah, that's cool. It was almost as if I wanted to be tricked. You get what I'm saying? Not wanted to be tricked, but I wanted it to be true. You feel me? All right. I hope you guys are understanding everything I'm trying to explain. Because like literally, if you really get this down, and get down to the point where you see where your walls are down and you see where you're vulnerable and you start building, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to be less depressed. You're going to be less anxious. You're going to have more money, because 9 times out of 10, wherever your walls are down, I guarantee you that's where the hole in your pocket, it's probably coming out of where your wall's down. You see how where my walls was down was at that lottery, and that's where my money was funneling. Your money's gonna funnel right out with your peace, right out with your sanity. Like where your walls down, that's where the leak is. And I pray that as I'm saying this, God reveals to you where your walls are down. I pray he reveals to you what distractions of the devil that you're falling for. I pray he reveals to you what's from him, what's from you, and what's from the devil. Because you need to follow what's from God. And yes, that means some stuff from you can't follow. There's some things that Marcus does that when I wake up in the morning, I'm mad as ever that I did it. I got a whole lust problem. I reveal it all. I got a whole lust problem, right? And there's some things that when I wake up in the morning and I'm mad at myself for how lustful my night was. You feel me? So if I can't trust me, and I know I can't trust the devil, that is why, especially right now in the times we're living in, you have to stay prayed up and you have to question everything. It says in the Bible, take every thought captive, which means I can't even trust everything that I think. Because sometimes Marcus is going to be thinking with the wrong head. Marcus is going to be thinking with the wrong intention. Marcus is going to be thinking with the wrong motive. That's why you got to take everything to God. And it's a continual, it's a daily. Because the minute you don't feel like it, or the minute you get what I'm saying, you're slacking, the devil is literally waiting to roam and pounce. But I do not want you to fear the devil. I feel like we give the devil way too much credit. If you literally see the devil's tricks, because the minute I saw the lottery thing for what it was, the devil lost his power. You get what I'm saying? So don't get it as if like the devil can just like hypnotize you. No. I was hypnotized. It even says in the Bible, you are enticed when you're drawn away from your own lust. In other words, what the devil dangles in front of you, it's only enticing because you really want it. You get what I'm saying? You can dangle meth in front of a pothead all day. Devil, if I don't smoke meth, it's not going to do nothing for me. So the devil has to dangle something that you want. If not, it's not really bait. So that means you got to know yourself. I got to know I got a lust problem. I got to know I got gambling problems in my family. I got to know I got drug history. You get what I'm saying? You have to know yourself. You're not doing yourself no favors by just acting like, I'm not a freak. I ain't got no lust problem. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you're not doing yourself any favors by saying you don't. Because you're just going to keep getting tricked. But when you know yourself, I know, y'all, I know when I got to change the channel. It's that serious. Because sometimes, I can't be watching it. Nope. Shades of what? No, I can't watch this. I cannot watch 50 Shades of Grey. I can't. That'll mess my whole week up. I can't do it. And I'm bearing it all, one, because I'm not afraid or scared of none of y'all. And I'll beat any one of y'all up, for real. So it's like, no, I didn't mean to say that. You get what I'm saying? I don't really care. I care, but I don't care. But at the end of the day, I work for God. And when I say I'm not doing people no, I'm doing you a favor by being so open. Get what I'm saying? I would rather be open to let you know and really touch you rather than come on here trying to be all cool and smooth and not help nobody. You feel me? But anyway, let's close the Bible. My whole thing in Nehemiah, that's the point. The point is Nehemiah was building the wall that got tore down. And in that, God is speaking to us. We need to start building our walls. Because we have tore down walls from things that happened to us when we were kids. And we don't even realize that's why your life keeps getting messed up. That's why everything else is good. It's not that you don't love God. You love God. It's not that you don't pray. You pray. And you're still having this problem. You're still having problems because you got a hole in your wall. You get what I'm saying? It's not that you don't make enough money. You don't got to pray, God, give me more money. You have money. You make enough. But you got a hole in your wall. So it keeps coming. It doesn't matter if you making more. It's just going to keep going out the hole. You get what I'm saying? But if we could build our walls, and at one point in Nehemiah, the haters got so bad because they didn't want Nehemiah to build the wall, just like the devil does not want us to build our walls. And at one point, the hate got so bad that Nehemiah and his peoples, they had to be building with one hand and holding a sword with the other hand because the threat. And that's what it's going to take in 2022 for you to live victorious. You got to start this year off building with a sword in the other hand. Meaning, I'm seeing where the walls are down and I'm building. But I'm also on the lookout for any thoughts, any threats, any devils, because I have to finish this wall. And you're not about to attack me while I'm building. So don't think, devil, just because I'm building, I'm weak and I don't see you. Which means you gotta be on the lookout. And it all starts with knowing yourself and knowing God. Trust me, above all, I know Marcus. I know what Marcus likes. I know what Marcus lusts. I know everything about Marcus. And I gotta use that to fight Marcus sometimes. And I got to use that to fight the devil. And I got to realize, no, this is bait. This devil, I see what you're trying to do, and you right, because I am looking at it. But God would, that ain't from God. That's not. God's not. That's not. You got to just know at some point, that's not from God. It's good. That's just not from God. You feel me? I don't even want to get into details. You can fill in the blanks however you want. But you just got to realize that some stuff, it's just not from God. And you got to realize other stuff, that's from Marcus. Some thoughts that pop into my head, that ain't the devil. That's just Marcus. You feel me? Like when I was like, I'll beat you. Like when I said it, that was Marcus coming out. You get what I'm saying? And I can't blame the devil for that. That was Marcus coming out. You got to just know yourself. And I say that to say, you got to just get real. How I'm on here, getting real, you got to just, if you really, 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 when you're really ready to change, you get real. You have hard conversations. You say stuff that you normally wouldn't say. Because that's the thing. Though your walls being down is vulnerable, you also have to have a level of vulnerability to build your walls. Because sometimes building your wall looks like having a vulnerable conversation. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go have a vulnerable conversation. And in that conversation, it's going to help you build that wall. And sometimes you got to just be careful what you watch. And sometimes you got to just realize, just because I think it doesn't mean I have to do it. Doesn't mean I have to say it. And you got to be just very cautious. Because the thing about your wall being down, it's not going to be down forever. Just like Nehemiah built the wall, God is saying this isn't going to take forever. It's going to take some time and some consistency. But Marcus, you're not going to be battling the same level of lust forever. And sometimes you're going to slip. Sometimes you're going to, you know what I'm saying? But if you keep building, eventually the wall will be built. And whatever it is where your walls are down, if you keep building, eventually the wall will be built. And where you were once weak, you will now be strong. And you'll be strong enough also to see, like, okay, boom, that wall's getting a little weak. I need to stop doing this. That wall's doing this. Okay, I need to do and you do all of that, everything that I'm talking about, you do it all with God's help. You got to start praying real prayers. You got to start, Lord, help me with this. Lord, help me see myself. Lord, help me see the tricks of the devil. Lord, help me understand what you're telling me and what I'm telling me. And Lord, help me to do what I can't do. It says in the Bible that when we are weak, his strength is made perfect. And what that means is, Marcus, when you're feeling weak, since you have my spirit in you, my spirit's going to take over. So that normally if it was just Marcus, the devil would have been tricking Marcus. The devil was tricking me most of my life. But now that I'm God's, or now that I've always been God's, but now that I'm literally walking with God, when I get weak now, His spirit is still strong in me. And what I'm saying is, one, it's not going to take forever to build your wall. And two, don't get mad at yourself, even if you have a whole bunch of walls down right now. Because there was a time when I had a whole bunch of walls down too, and I literally was just wowed because I didn't have any walls. In other words, there was nothing that I wouldn't do. A man is defined by what he won't do. You get what I'm saying? And there was a time when there was nothing that I wouldn't do because I didn't have any walls. And that just came from a lot of pain, a lot of deaths, and a lot of different things that just tears a man's walls down, that tears a person's walls down. And you got to understand that some of y'all have been through trauma, have been through deaths, have been through breakups and heartbreaks and bad things. And these things are the things that tear your walls down and leave you feeling vulnerable. And I'm here to tell you, though, you're not going to be like that forever. But you do have to start somewhere. So assess your damage and start building. I'm sorry this got so long. God bless.